Anna, you've been leading this filming project. You've taken the difficult task of basically putting together the script, the scenes, understanding what is the main message. And we started this 6-7 months ago, something like that. So can you take us back and tell us how was that? What exactly was the scope of work? How did that evolve? And what did we achieve in your opinion?
Yeah, so if I remember correctly, I think the project started about the beginning of the year. And at the time, the scope was to create something that included storytelling and that it would involve around the technology that we have for the Touchless project. The storytelling element was very important from the start, but the way we actually started thinking about it was more in terms of the human connection to the devices. So we had lots of kind of stock footage of people touching each other and the importance of touch and how that then relates to the potential that this technology has to do this. And then we were thinking about how to connect all the threads, and I think that's how the family idea then came together. So like the humanistic side was definitely paramount from the start, but then to connect the human and the technical side, we then thought about this kind of story. And obviously you helped a lot with the script, actually make it into a coherent narrative. We went through several iterations and each one became something a little bit different and a little bit more detailed. Obviously you guys were the ones behind all of the inspiration of how the technology should work and how people should interact with it. For me it was more trying to enhance that through the visual. So I don't know from your point of view how the project evolved.
It was exactly what you said. We had a few calls and you spoke to everyone in different teams and they tried to describe the technology that they were developing or leading or their component. In fact, Azir, do you want to bring also the Spark device as well, or the other ones? Just put them on the table here. We don't need to cut this out. I think it's...
Yeah, it's good. It's good to look.
So yeah, you had these discussions. Eventually we were trying to pull it together into a narrative. And okay, what I did was I listened to what you were saying, what others were saying, and I don't know how or where, but I had this idea. Let's say, okay, how about we do this family kind of narrative, and we identify a couple of easy, very normal or happy or interactions that could happen within a family. Why I thought of a family and not a different situation, I don't know. We have so many options, but that just seemed like something that is easily relatable, something that we could also condense and just tell the full story of all the devices and all the technologies, including the AI aspect that is somehow in the background. How do you bring that in? And I think there was a communication part, there's a connection part. That's why we had smartphones and texting and communicating from a distance. So that was one of the components that I tried to blend into this narrative. And then after the first script or the first draft of the script, that came back to you, and that's what you have there. You have now reworked it so many times, and when that landed back into my inbox, looking like that, proper script with all the characters, with the scenes broken down.
Yeah. Yes.
Just put them here and here. Excellent. Thank you.
And the infrasound.
So we had to work within the limitations of what we understand are these technologies. That was something that I had a better view of what each can do potentially and what it cannot do potentially.
Yeah.
And through the narrative, we tried to also, in the script, describe all of these invisible features, in brackets mostly, saying, and this happens because of this, and this might happen by this device. So we would identify ultrasound, plasma, or electrostatics, infrasound. This is actually a prop. This is not the actual infrasound.
And this indication is to give the characters kind of a feel as to what is actually happening so that they know how to react.
Exactly, and we worked on this script and you managed to put it together and edit and then find a lot of stock footage as well of aspects that we couldn't really film here.
And also kind of did the storyboard so that we knew exactly how many shots and what kind of shots we needed to make sure that we captured everything from every angle.
And yeah, we will see how it all comes together.
Yeah, I'm also looking forward to seeing the final outcome.
We all are.
So
We all are. And where do you think this final outcome will go? What are we gonna do with it?
from my perspective, because we use something so relatable as like the family story, I think it would be really good for the general public, the dissemination of this technology amongst the general public, because like you said, it's really easy to relate to what people are feeling in this mini story and how you could feel if you were to use these devices with your own family members or your friends. So I think that hopefully will be a strong component of how the video is used, but I know that it will also be used for telling more about the project to the original funders, and I don't know if that will carry on.
I'm sure it will eventually. Somehow we've had such a diverse set of results. Those results have come from university research, but also industrial research. Through our collaboration, we've managed to make leaps of advancements forward. So with this short film that should be accessible to everyone, we can show this to anyone. You know, finally, my mother will understand what I'm doing.
That's a good way of putting it. Yeah.
We will be able to then, more people will be able to understand it. Say, hi, I know how to use this. I know what is the next piece of research that we need to do to advance this further and bring it closer to a real use case.
To our vision that is happening in this.
This is a vision film,
Yeah.
exactly. It's very much how we envision the technology or at least one of our envisions.